Hello, students. Today we are going to start chapter 5 Women Change the World. This chapter is of social and political life. If you have to analyze the work of a housewife do a lot of work more than a man does outside the house. Being a housewife is a full-time job. There are no fixed hours of working. The housewife has to do everything. Okay, she has to bend in position for long working hours as the housewife has to wash the clothes, mop floor, scrub utensils. She has to stand in front of the gas stove for hours. She is not paid for all such things. She doesn't get any income. It is a quite tedious work. But if these all work are done by someone else, he or she would be paid a big salary. There are some jobs that are considered suitable for women, like a teacher or a nurse. It is believed that a woman has weak mind and delicate body. She cannot be an executive, an engineer, or an army officer. Women have been struggling to get an equal place in the society. And getting education is definitely one way of achieving equality. You must know many women who have made their mark in various fields, like Mary Kom, boxer, PV Sandhu is a badminton player, Vinesh Fogart, wrestler, Manika Batra, table tennis player, Harmanpreet Kaur, cricketer, Suma Shirur, shooter, Rani Rampal, field hockey player, and Tashi and Nangshi Malik, mountaineers. So, how does that work? If I talk about the olden times, women were not allowed to go out to work. Education were only given to few chosen. But time has changed. Women are rubbing shoulders with men in all fields of life. Through their presence, it rather may be insignificant. One sees women in politics. Now you can see women in politics also, in business. Women are running business also. They are in education field also, even in the army also. If we were to discuss why we find more women as nurse, the answer would be women are gentle and patient. Okay, we have talked about now it is considered more suitable job that being a nurse. Why the women are nurse? Because they are gentle and patient. There are many more men pilots than women because men are technically sound and are capable of reacting firmly in an emergency. Due to the stereotype believed, women often lag behind in various jobs and occupation. It is a stereotype belief of the people of the country that the men react firmly in an emergency, they are more strong than the women. Okay, and the women have delicate body, they are having weak mind. It is all the stereotype beliefs. Women often lag behind in jobs and occupations. Girls do not get the same support from their family members as boys are given freedom and everything. It is often seen that after basic schooling is over, girls are made to believe that their main objective is to get married only to a nice person and look after his house and family. It is the basic belief of the parent. After getting the basic education, the girl is to about to get married. Now she has to see or look after his house and family. Fewer opportunities and rigid means fixed expectations are being expected from the women. Since all people are equal in principle, when men and women should be treated equal to one another. Gender is the root of all social inequality between men and women. Because females they receive less attention than men, their health is also poor. The childbirth also renders them weak. Because some earlier times what happening, the number of girls in schools and colleges were less than boys. Still it is, but earlier also the girls were not given birth even. Okay, Firstly, the parent of the child, okay, they used to do sex determination, either it is a boy or a girl, and the girl is being killed in the womb of the mother only. That is female feticide. So, the number of the girls in the schools and colleges is much less than the boys. Women are not allowed to decide the course of their life. They are married off at very young age. The legal loopholes which deny inheritance of right to women. Legal loopholes are there which do not give inheritance right to women. It has been remedied to an extent because now the women are having the right in the property of the father also. If the father property is there, the women are having equal right as the boys. Women are supposed to look after the house and the children. If a woman goes out to work, she is expected to attend both the duties, like house duty also and the work duty also. It is being expected from the women. This has result in physical and mental exhaustion of the mind of the women. See, these are the women laborers. They are working in the paddy field. They go to their home also. They work there also. 84% of working women of our country work in the field as a farmer, agricultural laborers, and they generally employed in the sowing, transplanting, weeding, harvesting, and threshing season. Men, they generally plow the field. We hardly think of a woman as a farmer. We feel that farmer is always a man, not a woman. Learning for change. Schooling is most important as for growing children. All children means must attend the school no matter whether it is a boy or a girl, rich or a poor. Olden times, girls were not allowed to go to school. They were taught that the girl, you must taught traditional family skills like pottery and weaving. Whatever work women did for family was considered an additional support. Whatever work the women is doing for the family, it is being done as an additional support. The women is doing just the work for the additional support. Okay, nobody is appreciating what the women is doing. In a potter's family, women had to collect the mud, they had to prepare the earth of pots. The wheel is being operated by male member, either the father or the son. Since they did not operate the wheel, their contribution is negligible. Because women, they don't operate the wheel, their contribution is nowhere. It is negligible. Now the new ideas regarding education has come in 19th century. Social reform have championed the cause of women's education, that it is very important that women should get educated. Girls schools were established. Schools become more common. More and more children started attending the schools because now they know what education can do. So education is the first most basic thing a girl or boy should get. Rukia Shikawat Hussain and her dream. She was a woman. She was born in a rich landlord family. She knew how to read and write Urdu. She was not allowed to learn English because the people at that time, they used to think that English was considered as have a bad effect on women. Only boys can learn English. Rokia Shekawat learned to read and write English with the help of her elder sister and elder brother. They helped her to learn and write English. At 25, she wrote a book called Sultana's Dream in 1905. It is a story of a lady named Sultana who dreams of going to a lady land where women fly air cares, create inventions like controlling rain, the brain power of women, rules the power of guns and weapons of men. Ladyland is a place where women had freedom to study, work, move around. But when Sultana wakes up, she finds that it was just a dream. In those days, before girls were allowed to go to school, Rokia was imagining women to fly planes. Means at that time, the girls were not even allowed to go to school. And this lady was thinking that one day will come that women will fly planes and cars. And they invent things. Rukia was able to imagine all this because she gets education. She was educated. She started a school in Kolkata in 1910 for girls. This is the picture of Begum Rokia and her book, the cover of book Sultana's Dream. Rashundari Devi, autobiography. You know what is autobiography? It is a writer's own story of life written by herself or himself. The Rashundari Devi is another example of women empowerment. This is a story about Rashundari Devi. She was born in the year 1800. She wrote an autobiography when she was 60 years old. It was first autobiography written by Indian women. First Indian women have written first autobiography. She wrote in her biography about her work, that she used to start the work at dawn and she used to continuously do the work till midnight. She had no rest during the day. She was only 14-year-old when all the responsibility was given to her. She wanted to read religious manuscripts. Women were not educated at that time. At that time, it was believed if a woman learned to read and write, she would bring bad luck to her husband. This was the stereotype thinking of the people at that time. If the woman will learn read and write, she will bring bad luck to her husband. So she first had to read, means learn how to read and how to write. She matched the alphabet to those of a page of Chaitanya Bhagavad, and after much effort, trial and error, she learned to read secretly. She see how much effort Rashundari Devi does to learn read and write. Secretly, she has learned from Chaitanya Bhagavad just to match the alphabet of the page. Okay, many efforts she did, many trial, error also she did. She learned to read secretly. She learned to read because she was dedicated. She wanted to learn. If you are determined to do something, you will do it. She was determined to learn. That helped her to read. With her autobiography, that was Amar Jeevan, that was my life, she gave an opportunity to the whole world to know about the life of women in those days. She wrote about her experiences. She was only 14-year-old. She had to do all the work from morning till night. She had no rest, no time even to sit and eat. Ramabai Ranade, 1858 to 1922, championed the cause of women's education. She never attended a school herself and learned to read and write at home only because she could read and write in Sanskrit. She was given the title of Pandita. She established a mission in Khedgaon, Pune in 1898. Widows and downtrodden women came here to be educated and they can become independent. They were taught professional skills such as carpentry, running a printing press, etc. This is the image of Ramabai Ranade. Schooling and education today. You know, census is an organization. Census is done after every 10 years in India to find out the total population. Okay, various aspects of population like literacy level, per capita income, many things. As per 1961 census, 40% of males were literate. They were educated. They could at least write their names. 15% of all the girls and women, they could write their names. I'm talking about 1961. In the latest census 2011, these figures have been risen up to 82.14% males are literate and 65.46% girls and women are literate. The result of two censuses tell us that the literacy rate for both male and females have increased. But the gap is still there. The gap is not lower down. It still has not been bridged substantially. There are several reasons why children is of clear from the study of a table that shows the various castes leave school at different ages. Okay, mainly if I talk about the percentage of girls and boys Those who drop out from the school, means dropout percentage, if I talk about in ninth and 10th grade, that is basically scheduled tribe girls, scheduled caste, scheduled tribe girls. Okay, they are not given much of that education. Similarly, means this percentage is much higher than the boys of scheduled caste and scheduled tribes. So there are several reasons that shows the various castes leave school at different ages. The percentage of girls and boys who drop out from the school, different social groups. The dropout rate I told you of scheduled caste and scheduled tribe girls are more, okay, than that of girls, meaning that Dalit and Adivasis girls are less likely to remain in schools. They are not allowed to finish their education. Okay. 2011 census, more Muslim girls drop out from the schools than SC and ST girls. Muslim girls remain in school for about 3 years, while girls from other community they study about 4 years. The dropout rate of girls are more than that of the boys. Why the girls dropout rate is more? The reason why children from the lower caste, means from scheduled caste, scheduled tribe, they leave the school early are lack of proper school in rural areas. In rural areas, there are no proper schools. They're not good teachers in the rural areas. Poverty, they are poor. They don't have enough money that their girls can get education. So they concentrate on giving education only to the boys only. Proper convenience is not there for going to schools. The girls are being discriminated on the basis of their caste. The struggle of women to gain equality with men in the society may be termed as women movement. Means men and women are equal. So they want to gain equality in the society as men are given. Similarly, the women should be treated equally. This gave rise to women movement. The main objective was to spread the awareness and fight the discrimination, to fight for the justice, to fight for the equal status in the society. Its aim is to fight violence against the women. If any violence is there against the women, fight against it. Protect the women. No sexual harassment should be there at the workplace of the women. Campaigning. Many organizations of women are spreading awareness against domestic violence. Some of them are supported by men. The government has taken strict measures to uplift the status of women in India. The National Commission for Women, it was set up by an Act of Parliament in 1990. So the National Commission for Women was set up by the Act of Parliament in 1990 to safeguard the rights and legal entitlements of women. The Supreme Court formulated guidelines in 1997 to protect the women against the sexual harassment in educational institutions and workplace. If you are being harassed in the educational institutions and the workplace, Supreme Court has formulated the guidelines in 1997 to protect. See, the women are protesting here. A law was passed in 2006 to give women who face physical and mental violence within their homes, okay, protection is being given by the court. Law of inheritance, according to Hindu Succession Amendment Act 2005, it was passed in 2005 by Parliament. The law tells that all sons and daughters and their mothers will get equal share of the father's agricultural land. This law is applicable only to Hindu community only. That equal share will be given in the father's land to daughters, to mothers and to sons. Women group campaign against dowry deaths. Many deaths were due to dowry. The boy family asked dowry from the girl's family. Okay, so that is money from bride family. As a result, law formulate punishment will be given if somebody will ask for dowry. Special measures have been taken the government to ensure equal right to education for girls and women. Through government efforts, women now have to access the affordable and quality health care, because now the governments are providing affordable health care and good quality healthcare facilities to women. Strict measures have been taken to check the child marriage. So early marriage should not be there. Child abuse and female infanticide. When the child is a girl child, it is being removed or died in the mother wombs only. Now, in order to spread awareness about the right to equality, for eradicating or removing the violence against women, women's movement has a message. Through rallies, the women spread their message through protest, through street plays, and through the media. Only these things can create awareness for the right to equality and to remove the violence against women's message can be given through rallies, protest, street plays, and media. Thank you and have a nice day ahead.